So the tarot cards, like, what way do you want to kind of introduce them, or
Well, yeah, I guess just that I we were trying to think of something to talk about for this and mental health wise and I was I happen to bring this deck home with me or to mom's house with me for Christmas because I've been using them like to draw a card every day and
Mhm.
although I haven't been doing it since I've been at mom's but and I thought well I could that's something that we could talk about today and I was thinking well how could we I could show like the journey like how tarot can symbolize the journey of consciousness. Then I realized that this deck, even though I like this deck, isn't maybe the best for that, even though it would
Mm.
still work. Um, but yeah, I guess we get to start with: do you have any? What do you want to know about tarot? Do you have any interest in it, and what questions do you have about it? And
I think the main thing that I've always questioned is like, because I have had readings before, either I think from you and then also from friends
oh,
who have
okay,
been into it. Um, Obviously very, amateur into it.
sure,
They
yeah,
just bought the deck or whatever. But and it has been like accurate. Like I've seen like the purpose in it. I think the question like most people have is that at the end of the day, you are basing your life on what card, like the odds of what card you're gonna draw. So like it
yeah,
is kind of weird of like how does that, you know, is it actually like predicting your fate? Because I don't believe in fate. So it's hard when it's like, okay, this was gonna happen in the future when like I don't believe in fate.
right,
So like what would you say
yeah.
to that?
Well, I think it started out back when it started out many years ago, and as a form of divination, but I don't even know how that they were defining that word back then, if it was like predicting the future. That's what you see in movies and stuff. But I think it's for me and from the teachers that I've had and what I've learned is that it's more about where are you now and giving you perspective on that and giving you a sense of like you might have a card that represents the future, but it would just be like this is based on where you are right now and what where you're the path that you're on it could it could lead to this outcome. It doesn't mean
Right.
that it's guaranteed. It just means that's what the trajectory that you're on right now could lead to that outcome. So if you don't like that outcome, what can you do to change your attitude
Right.
or change your actions that would you know
Yeah,
change that?
I feel like almost way to explain it is like the games was not really a game, but like the reading is more happening in your own head than in like this card means what's gonna happen. It's more like you're interpret how you interpret
How you
it, and like
interpret it.
it like helps you see different points of view and stuff. Is what you're trying to say, right?
Yeah, and another argument for somebody who doesn't think it's worthwhile might say, well, any card you could draw any card and make it mean something, and that's true. I
True.
mean, but that doesn't mean that it's not helpful or not
Hmm.
beneficial because yeah, I mean, I think it's true that you could draw any card and you could find a reason, find a way that it could be helpful for you in that moment. But at the same time, in my experience of it, which isn't vast, but I have been doing it for a while, like sometimes I might draw the same card like several times in a week. And like, what are the chances of that? In a deck of 78 cards that I'm shuffling every time and cutting every time. And so I feel like that's kind of,
Yeah, like it's interesting. It's just my philosophies on like the spiritual world just don't line up with like how could that affect the shuffling of the cards? You know what I mean? Like it's just so out there.
well,
Like
I think it's an energy thing. Like they say like when you shuffle, you think about the question that you have,
Mhm.
and then kind of getting your energy into the cards. And that's a little woo woo,
But yeah, yeah.
but then I don't know. It just it I'm always surprised by how it seems to work with me.
Right.
Um, yeah, I don't know if I answered your question or got off track, but
Yeah, I know what I mean. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. It's like the card four I have there next to
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
the little animal there. Um, that it's so like it reminds me of that a lot of
Mm-hmm.
our game with that that we had like is with the for the friend group I have. We
Mm-hmm.
made up the whole like card game where it's like talking to ghosts and stuff, but it's
Oh.
kind of like we're doing it as an experiment to see if shuffling cards can actually
Mm-hmm.
bring out anything in the other side, So like we know it kind of seems a little bit stupid, but like it's an experiment.
Yeah, I've never.
I'm not saying that's stupid. I'm just comparing.
No. I know. I don't know if I would say. I don't know if I would say that it's other spirits coming in or anything. Like it's not like a Ouija
I know
board.
that's not it. I'm just like
I mean,
the
some people might use it that way, but
right, just like the whole idea of like putting energy in the card and like
Yeah.
the shuffle like thinking about the question because we ask the question first and then we pick from the deck
Right.
and see what the answer is. So it's just kind of remind me of that, but
yeah.
So yeah, do you want to actually do like a short little reading? I think the one that got my attention the most was the past, present, future.
Okay.
I think that would be pretty good for doing on the podcast. So like, how does that go down basically?
Well, we could just do past, present, future. Although usually it might be helpful to. Well, it's going to be like within a shorter time frame. It's not going to be like childhood now when I'm 60. It's going to be more
Yeah.
like in a shorter
That's what I
time
thought,
frame.
yeah.
And I'm just going to shuffle these for a little bit because right now they're in order because in case we wanted to look at the order or of anything. But so I'll just shuffle them and then I'll give them to you to shuffle.
Okay.
And it's easy to get for me because I tend to have some OCD, genuine OCD qualities. I found that I would get really anxious about all the rules that the books would seem to say, like, make sure you cleanse your cards each time and make sure that you're not, the surface that you're using them on and has to be a certain way. And it got to feel overwhelming. And it's like, I don't think the point is to get really anxious. I think the point is I think the cards are going to work regardless of what kind of surface they're on.
Yeah.
It just, so anyway, I haven't focused on that so much. So you can shuffle those.
Well, if I don't embarrass myself shuffling these,
Well, you can just shuffle them this way. You don't have to shuffle them.
I can do this. I just can't do like the bridge and stuff.
Yeah.
These are big cards. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And I can just talk a little bit about while you're doing that. Like this deck, there are two main kind of strains, from my understanding, of tarot. And there's like the Rider-Waite deck was created in 1909 by this member who was part of this, called the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn. And he created the Rider-Waite deck based on, centuries of tarot cards. And then Aleister Crowley created the Thoth deck, which is based in Egyptian mythology and numerology. And so there's so many tarot decks today, and most of them have like an origin of either, following the Rider-Waite, path, or the Thoth. It's called the Thoth deck, the other one. And this is a Rider-Waite, type deck. And I used to read the cards. I used to try to read the cards. Like I would have my book of interpretation. I made flashcards of one of the decks, and I would just like try to memorize what all the meanings were.
Oh yeah.
And I had my book in case I forgot. But I want to get to a point where I could read them more intuitively because I felt like that's just the direction I wanted to go.
Right.
But the Rider-Waite deck, I learned on that, and it was. I didn't love the pictures. I didn't love the imagery. So it was hard to connect with it intuitively. So I wanted to try a different deck. And I have other ones, but this is the one I for right now, I just like the images, and I feel like it's a little easier for me to read intuitively. But I don't like some things about it. Like if I wanted to show you the journey of consciousness, it wouldn't be as easy as if I used the Rider-Waite deck. Anyway.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, so this we're doing past, present, future.
Yes.
Just do me a favor and just cut the deck. Okay. Okay, so we'll do past. Are these cards going to be visible?
Well, as we turn them over, we can like show.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I didn't think about that. That's a good idea.
Card for the past is the Chariot. Let me just look at that for a second. I know what it looks like in the other deck, but I haven't seen this version.
I think I might also put like I'll put a photo of it on the screen. Like I'll look it up because I'm not sure if that's gonna focus. But
Yeah, you can take a picture of the whole spread afterward. And before I start to talk about that one, I'll look at the other ones. Sometimes I'll talk about them one at a time, but let's see, present. 10 of Cups.
I like that one. It's giving me positive vibes there.
This one, 4 of Cups.
There's a rat at the bottom trying to take one of the cups. I like that one though.
Okay. So do you have any responses to this card? What it makes you think of?
That one kind of confused me. I wasn't getting much from that. Like, is there kind of like an overall meaning?
Yeah.
Or is it more,
Yeah.
okay.
No, I would say that the Chariot is one of the major arcana. There's major arcana and minor arcana. And so there's just a little bit more significant. But it's the card of like doing your best to just hold everything together. Like these two sphinxes or whatever they are can represent like duality. Like there's in your so let me just focus on for you here.
But it's making sense though. Like the trying to make sure everything is perfect and like hold all of your balance and like trying to control everything. That's so accurate.
And it's worked. It's working, but it's a lot of effort. And or it has worked in the past, and it's been a lot of effort, and it's been a lot of, it doesn't allow as much room for. It keeps you in a very narrow path because you have to focus so much on keeping everything controlled.
Yes, that's very accurate. And I'm also like, one of the reasons I wanted to actually get a reading was because of my status with love right now and romance, and I was like, just like confusing things about that, and I wanted to like see. I think like past, present, future would be a very good one to do, because with the past thing, with the romance side of stuff, it was like keeping like I was so like caught up on my ex. And I'm still trying to get past that now, but just like that kind of sense of like holding everything together and then like demanding that the universe has to be one way, that I can only love this one person. I can't even think about other possibilities. You know what I mean? So that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
And with anxiety and OCD, that's a huge like getting past the demanding thought process.
And like things have to be this way or this way, and there's no in between, and it has to be
exactly.
Yeah. 10 of Cups, like you said, it's a very positive looking card. It's a card of home and happiness and fulfillment in terms of emotional and create. Cups are like the suit of the element of water, so there's emotion, creativity, psychic energy. That's all like abundant. It's abundant in the present. There's security, there's safety, there's a sense of and love and feeling good.
I mean, I definitely am in a more positive state now than I was in the past, but I don't know, that sounds too good.
Yeah, let's see. Is there anything negative in here? Well, I think it's maybe for you, it's more like home is the place where you feel those things where you feel the safety and the sense of
yeah, which is true.
Yeah. There's a happy home. It is, in the present. If that makes sense.
Like just like that side of my life isn't like family and home life you're talking about. Like,
Yeah.
That's true.
Okay. And now this is 4 of Cups is more like, well, you can see he's got there's something being offered. Maybe it's an opportunity. And there's an attitude of, I don't know, like, and there's like, I already have 3 cups. Do I need a 4th cup? and so it just sort of, not action. It's like a little bit passive, a little bit like looking at what the opportunity is and not being sure that you want to take it.
Yeah, it's very accurate.
Okay.
Yeah, which I feel like that's right now though.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean, technically I have taken the opportunity, but like to like do I want to open my heart up and my mind up to a new, new whatever it is. But,
yeah.
because I feel like what might end up happening in life is like these should be switched.
Yeah.
Because right now I'm kind of in a state where like I'm like, oh, like unsure and not sure I want to take this new risk, and then that could be the outcome of like, okay, now everything is more positive.
Well, yeah, it could be. Although it also could be that right now you're in a place where you don't necessarily have to make a big decision because you have what you need. Like you don't have to. There's nothing pushing you beyond your comfort zone. If you think of this as your comfort zone, where everything everything yeah, that doesn't work either.
Yeah, I mean, because like in the present right now, I feel like it's been very trying to push myself out of my comfort zone, and like not wanting to leave it, but also working towards it.
Well, maybe these two are just so like back and forth between them. Like there's this pull toward not changing and being in, staying in the security of where you are, and then this back and forth between that but there's this other opportunity.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, like the past one was very accurate. I was surprised about that. I was like, whoa, that's really true.
Do you want to do a card for what do I need to know right now, or like advice for dealing with this situation?
Yeah, I mean, we have like 4 minutes. So I mean, it's just we're still off time for it. I just want to
let's
sure.
do. All right, so cut them one more time. Okay. 2 of Cups. I would say that means focus on the relationship.
Yeah, that's pretty much what everyone's been telling me. Okay. and wait, it's good though. Like not saying everyone told me that.
Right.
But like that's true.
Yeah.
It's all the fears and doubts and whatnot. But yeah, I think that's good advice.
It's interesting because this is a relation where the two opposites are coming together in relationship, and this is a different kind of opposites, but you're like trying to just hold them together because you have to keep control, whereas this is more like coming together out of love and friendship.
Yeah. That's very accurate.
Yeah. So
that's cool. Yeah, I think most times I've gotten readings, it's been accurate and like it's been helpful too. I mean, I've already kind of knew that, but like,
I know.
But it's good to like
the feeling that I
get
often
validation, like
Yeah.
reassurance and stuff. Yeah, it's very cool.
I ain't been this high Perkins in a long time. I ain't been this high Perkins in a long time. I took 2 30s and a half of a third one. I feel like I can see everything with my third eye. Feel like I'm floating, see the world from a bird's eye view. These drugs remind me of a girl I knew. A little sweet, a little sour, and it vibes with the mood. Ain't no competition, baby, but I'm higher than you. Pray to God I never come down.